Welcome back to Rogers Cup. Kate Pedersen, joined by a very special guest, Yelena Ostapenko, fresh off of a very convincing win over Caroline Garcia. How are you feeling after that one?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great match and a good win for me because this season was very tough and every win is very good for me and I just enjoyed it.
Speaking of that, you snap a three-match losing streak. Did you feel different today as you were getting ready? Like this could be the day that you snapped it and you were ready to go?
I was just trying to play like loosen without any thoughts in my mind and I just trying to enjoy it because I think it's a great city to play and in general good tournament. So I was just trying to enjoy myself and I think I did it pretty well today.
Speaking of the city, you were part of our RC Takeover Day on Friday. So you got to tour around to some of the hottest attractions in Toronto. And one thing I noticed, you guys went up the CN Tower and onto the glass floor. You were the only one to do it. Are you generally afraid of heights or were you like, I've got this?
It like depends. Like sometimes I'm a little bit afraid, but I can go over my fears. So
Yeah.
I really wanted to see like how it's gonna look. And both girls they didn't go there. They were like afraid, and me I just tried like to see because the view I think was just amazing there.
It is cool, but you weren't convincing enough to get them on. They were just definitely not doing it.
I think they were I think one of them was like very much afraid of heights. So I mean I know how it feels when you're like afraid of something. So I mean I didn't even try to ask them to go with me yet.
You're nice. You're nice. And that's sort of the common theme is that Canadians are nice. But we also know that Canadians can bring the noise as big time tennis fans. What was the atmosphere like for you today?
I think it was great and I really enjoyed it and there were a couple of Latvian flags there which was like very impressive and I really loved it and so many people were cheering for me and I just enjoyed it so much.
Absolutely. And speaking of your tennis game and enjoying the atmosphere, you're now over 2 years removed from that French Open victory. Have you had a chance to reflect a little bit and learn a little bit more about yourself over the past 2 years?
I mean, it was very hard 2 years for me because after doing everything changed, the whole life changed, and everybody expects more from me and more attention from everybody. And I was just trying to get used to this new kind of status, which was very tough. And I'm just trying to like enjoy it now and just play well.
How did you work through it? What was the key to being able to block that stuff out?
I mean, at the beginning, I didn't really understand what happened. Like that year, 2017, I think I made the quarterfinals at Wimbledon straight away, and I think I didn't really realize what happened. And then once I get used to it, I understood that I'm a Grand Slam champion at such a young age, and it was very hard to get used to this like new status. And it took me some time, but I think now I'm learning a lot, and I think next year is gonna be a better one.
How has your game evolved since then?
I mean, I'm trying to work. Like I'm working a lot on my game and on my consistency because I played some like good matches, but I lost them. It's more like about consistency. When I'm playing more consistent, the results are much better. But it just depends. Like sometimes the consistency goes down and confidence. But as I said, it was a tough year for me because in the beginning of the year, like last season, I had very like bad injury. I was for 3 months out, so I couldn't really do the preseason properly, and I just didn't really start the season the way I wanted to. I didn't. I had like 1 week before first tournament, so which like didn't really work. You have to be ready for the season because all the girls are like very strong. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to bring everything to the next season and use this rest of the year for preparing for a new season.
Obviously, a big confidence boost to win a match like today. How confident are you feeling for the rest of the week?
Yeah, I mean, just as I said, it's a great match, and every win for me this year is I think very good for my confidence, and hopefully I can get confidence back.
One of the questions we've been asking a lot of the athletes is what would your spirit animal be? What are you most like? And it could be a different animal on and off the court. Is there one that you could think of that you think you're like?
I think one of my like biggest fan, she calls me Tiger because I'm always fighting on the court and I never like give up. I always fight until the last point, even if it's very tough. I still fight. So I think on court I'm like a tiger, and off court I think I'm completely like opposite. I'm very like also on court I'm very emotional, And of course, I think I'm more calm person and like completely opposite what I'm on the court.
Okay, so maybe like a cat off the court?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Like probably not, but probably like not like a koala, but something like I don't know, like more
Something
calm.
that's very
Yeah,
chill.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Yelena
Thank
Ostapenko,
you.
fresh off her first round victory here at Rogers Cup. Stay tuned. We've got so much more coming up this week. We'll have you covered at rogerscup.com, #RC19.